Hello, everybody. Pete from PA Labs. So, picking up where we left off on our last video, we have talked about set gadget state. Our thread of execution comes down and opens our window. We load our combo box. We select the first item in the combo box, and then we show our screen. And then the code jumps down here. Now, this is an interesting thing. Um, there's a repeat loop that repeats basically forever until planet quit is true. Okay, so it's going to repeat from here to here as fast as it can go. And currently, let's see what it does. We have an event of close window. Let's see, that's the X in the upper right of the window. So if that is clicked, then planet quit becomes true. And so then when the execution comes down to R until, that is true and it comes out and the system stops. Okay, great. What else does it do? Let's see. We next come in and look at gadgets. We have a select event gadget, but we don't have any gadgets. So basically, the screen does absolutely nothing except wait for the quit to be pushed, the X to be pushed. And we got a lot of stuff on our window that we want to play with and deal with. So let's go ahead and fill out some of these. First off, one of the biggies that just about everybody expects would be a case pound PB event, whoops, NT, whoops, goodness gracious, EVENT, and this is going to be size window, I believe. Yes, size window. So basically, that is the resize event. Let's see what we're looking for up here. So all we have is this. Okay, let's change how this works. Let's come up here and let's grab a few things out of here. We'll create a variable that's event ID. And we'll move this up here. And then we can spin on event ID. And let's see, we want a few others. We're going to get, how about menu ID? And there is a, whoops. So what is this? Menu. I may have to go look this up. Menu event. Now, how about event menu? There we go. Event menu. And then how about if we do a gadget ID and we can say event, oops. And what other ones do we have? Let's see. I believe we have a gadget. Okay. Well, for starters, there you go. Oh, and yes, there is one more I definitely want. And let's put in a window ID. And this is going to be event window. Let's see, there you go. Now we're going to need to define those. So let's come up here and let's throw in a define. And we have event ID, menu ID, gadget ID, and window ID. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw X and Y and index and ID. And let's do these are pretty much standard defines for all windows you will ever do. X and Y are going to be used for X iterating collections, iterating combo boxes, iterating lists, all manner of stuff like that. Index, well, we're going to get the index and we're going to, of a combo box or a selection list view or something to that effect, we're going to have to retrieve the gadget item data, if you remember that from when we put that into the combo box. That's the ID of that particular item. And then result, assuming we have to ask a question at some point, are you sure you want to do this kind of thing? So those are pretty standard for me. They go into just about everything. So on this, one of the things I always include would be to add a select window ID. Whoops. OWID. And then we can say case, whoops, case, and what's our window name? Let's see, our window name is planet, right? There he is. So we come up here and say, okay, if it's that, then let's go ahead and do this. And select. Okay. So in the event we have more than one window on display, we want to make sure that the close event is on a specific window. So here we could actually throw a different case in and check for, I don't know, whatever other windows we may have created. We can actually close different windows when the X is hit. We need to know what X was hit. Okay, so size event. Well, you know what? That kind of sounds like the same thing to me. So are you changing the size of my window, this one here, or are you changing the size of somebody else's, some other window? So I'll normally do this. Oh, and there's another couple variables. So let's come up here and say form width. That's getting mighty long. Let's go ahead and add a return. And then we can say form height. So those are extremely important when you get them down here into the size event. What we want to do is set form width equal to window, WIND, window width, right? Whoops, WI width, there you go. And that's going to need what window are you talking about? So we will put that in there. And then we can grab the form height out of here as well. And we can say form height equals window height. So now we have we have the ability to set things relative to the height and width of the window. So here's where we would then insert our resize gadget. What gadget do you want to resize? And then you set your X, Y, width, and height, and it handles that. So let's move on down. The next thing that we really have in here is going to be a case. And this is going to be pound what is this? PB, let's see, event, ENT, menu, I believe. Okay. So here we're going to play with a menu. So then we can select menu ID and ECT. We don't currently have a menu, but that's not a problem. We can easily add one. They're very simple to add. And then eventually we get down here to gadget. So now that we know that if an event occurs on a gadget, we have the gadget ID of the gadget. So now let's come into you, and I'm going to do this as a gadget ID. That's how personally I like to do things. So we can say case and let's see, pound gadget. Let's put our buttons in, right? So this is FRM planet ANET, and then we have button BTN, and we have, let's see, cancel. All right, there you go. And then we're going to have, what are some of the others? We have obviously cancel and save. Those I like to put at the bottom of the screen, the bottom of this. So here we would have clear, and we will have load, I believe is what I called it. Okay, let's jump over and let's look at our screen real quick. So we've put load and clear, and we've put save and cancel, right? So we have these 4 buttons defined, and now we can minimize this, and whoops, too far. Let's come in here and say, okay, cancel. Now, here's a curious thing.